Tuesday, July 10th, approximately at 7:10 p.m.
No, 6:38.
So you have to show you how bad the house is. I call this Hamtramck City Council meeting with the clerk. Call the roll, please.
Okay, Majewski. Here. Algazali.
Present.
Gordon.
Present.
Hassan.
Present.
Jankowski. Mia.
Present.
Zwolak.
Present.
All rise to pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Anybody who approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask to amend the agenda.
Go ahead, Mr. Clerk.
The first item that I'd like to ask to add to the agenda is a closed session to discuss union contract negotiations and the compensation of the acting city manager. The second item, I'd like to add a resolution for the procedure to hire the next permanent city manager. I have prepared the remarks that I have emailed to all of you. So somehow I believe, I'd like to have a resolution to that effect. So we establish the procedure and the timelines to deal with the process.
We'd like to have the proclamation, presentation, recognition, announcement. Or do we have to
We have to adjust.
We have
I make a motion to amend the agenda.
Second. All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye.
Now I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All bad. You done? Okay. Now, any proclamation, presentation, recognition, announcement?
Chair,
Councilman Mia.
I'd like to send out a condolences letter to those 3 young men that lost their lives over the weekend, to their families.
Councilman Mia, you have their name and addresses?
Yes, I have their name. I will get you the addresses to add later on tonight.
Our hearts go to their families, to the tragic accident. For the people who doesn't know, young people, resident of the city of Hamtramck, they were traveling, I believe, to New York. And they have bad accidents, and basically about 3 people lost their lives.
3 young people, I believe they were age of 22, 21, and 18.
Of course, our sympathy and condolences to the families. Now, any public comments before we go to the closed session?
Just real quick, I want to remind everyone that we're having a Public Safety Day this Saturday in conjunction with the Fire Department and Police Department in front of City Hall in the park from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All the families and children are welcome out
A date?
this Saturday,
Street with that 10 a.m. to what?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So tell everyone, bring all the kids out. Firemen and police officers are going to have stuff for the kids, ice cream, bounce house, things of that nature.
So they get a free ice cream when they come in with the kids?
Pretty much, yep.
Okay, that's also by the public safety, the
Yeah,
I
police
just want to know
and
what you're doing for
fire.
the adults.
Any fireworks?
Crime prevention.
Any fireworks?
No fireworks. Unless the fire department has something.
And also there'll be fire trucks over there too for the kids?
Correct. Fire trucks, police cars, state police are bringing their bomb truck out, and some various other goodies.
So it's more like community-friendly public safety, if you want to,
Exactly.
to get to know
Pretty much
community
for kids and
and the
families.
kids.
Yep.
Which I believe, if I remember, this is the first time it happening, or it happened before. Do you know, remember, Chief?
First time I've known of it happening, unless it predates me.
I think that was a good idea, to basically introduce our community to the public safety and to see what they offer and what they do for them to keep them safe.
Chair.
Councilman Mia?
Just to tag on to that, the fire department and the police department was gracious enough to come out during the Bengali Day Festival on Conant with their officers and their trucks and spend several hours with the kids of the community. So I commend them for what they're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope any other public comments?
My name is Joe Jeske. I'm a resident of Eamon Street. And today the water department came through and they marked all the water lines. And right after that they came through and they put up no parking street sweeping signs on both sides of the street. Now, I don't know what's going on. There was some talk on the street in conversation with the city employees, that the gas company is going to be coming through and doing a replacement of a line. I mean, it would be nice if the citizens would know what's really going on. My neighbor's ready to go to work in the morning, and he was going to put his second car across the street and leave. Now, we have no way of knowing, is the utility company coming through? Is it just going to be street sweeping? Because it's silly to sweep the streets if they're going to tear it up. You'd be wasting your time and money. And if it was street sweeping, they have never, ever closed both sides of the street for street sweeping. I mean, the people have no place to put their cars. And if they're doing both streets, from what we hear all the way from Joseph Campo to DeQuinder, if it's anything like the situation that was over here on Yeamans a few years back, that project could take upwards of 3 weeks, maybe more. There's garbage pickup that has to be done through the alleys. I mean, has anybody planned anything? Are you people aware of anything by the gas company?
Mr. Shire, the DPW supervisor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, we've been sending out notices here, and we're not really quite ready to do the replacement of gas mains. Mishkan has already put door flyers together. What they're doing here is going in sporadic. Once I get that letter from them, we'll be posting it on cable and our website to make sure that everybody is informed. Yes, we are closing both sides of the street because of the age and the deterioration of the mains that needs a replacement. Sir, I share your pain, but there's really nothing I can do at this time. These mains have to be replaced.
How long is it going to take?
It could take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks.
So last time it was a lot longer than that.
Mr. Shire, the comment the young gentleman made is normally, like you do one side of the street so the people
Yes.
can use the other side, then you switch.
But the
In
thing
this
is that,
case, why this is not going to happen this way?
well, the reason for that, Dr. Algazali, you have one side of the water main, the other side is the gas main. I also have to, we have to keep in mind that the emergency runs that have to be made by the fire, medical, and the police department. We always have to keep one side open at all times. And that was one of the major concerns from Chief Wolk, and it was addressed with the subcontractor in the last couple of days.
So
And
what
I've
can we
also
do?
notified the city manager as well.
What can we do to help the people to, is there something that we can have them to park the car, like in a city lot somewhere?
Dr. Algazali, I wish I could, make it so easier on the residents, but there's really nothing I can do. They're gonna have to directional boring through the whole seats. They have to do punch hole tests, and it's a, they have to replace pipe. I mean,
Right, but what can we tell the people to park like the next street?
Well, I think pretty much the idea is what we posted is that you can't park between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m.
There's no time on
I
that.
think
Right, okay.
after 7 p.m., you're more than welcome to park, in front of your house, but make sure you're not, blocking any way in case a fire truck has to come down. But
So
I said-
it's posted, so it's basically during the day.
Right.
It's posted right there in the
Right,
street,
but
right?
with the time frame hasn't really been posted on the signs because we haven't had the time to really post them between 7 and 7. We were hoping that once the resident would notice that the no parking signs are posted, that they would call the DPW department, would be happy. We've received numerous calls on that today, and we've addressed it to the residents as well.
So the reason why I repeat myself, I have about 4 complaints. Again, how soon you get those signs for the time frame? Because right now, they're afraid to park their car even after the time that you mentioned,
Well, we put the date.
okay?
Normally, like I said, it's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I don't know how long and how fast these guys are gonna work, but they have 6 crews. So, and I don't wanna tie up more than 2 streets at a time because of the parking situation. So we are moving in a few days sporadically as we go along. I will keep the city manager informed, I will also keep the residents informed as they have their hand flyers, which should be done tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Anybody want to add something?
Mr. Chair,
Councilwoman Wood?
Mr. Shea, I understand there's no time on those signs. Can you please double check, make sure there are signs?
There are, oh, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
But due to the time frame and everything coming in between the film crew, between the gas main replacements, between a lot of things happening, I'm only staffed by 3 guys. Some of them are on vacation.
Thank you.
Susan Dunn.
Bill Meyer, welcome to the new city manager, Mr. Nicholas. Mayor Pro Tem, Dr. Algazali, and the rest of the council. I also would like to express my condolences to the family and friends of the 3 gentlemen who were killed, and one of their friends is critically injured. Shofal Alom, Nazim Khan, Leswan Chaudhry, and Burhan Noor Rahman. And also, last night, a young man was killed in the north part of Hamtramck. His name was Quintus Parham. So I'd like to express condolences to him, his family, and friends also. So anyways, I guess I want to talk about something serious. We're at another crossroad again in Hamtramck.
Okay. What can I mention?
We're busted, we have no future, and we don't have anybody driving the ship right now. I mean, temporary, maybe.
If I miss it, that's it. Next day, all right, thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Something that we've gotten to this point in our economy because of the growing disparity of wealth. Like, we know the top 1% of the population has more wealth than the bottom 80%. Corporate greed is alive and well, and guess what? We're paying for it. While we're laying off teachers, police, and fire, many major corporations are not paying any taxes at all. This puts us in a very tough spot. Joblessness, homelessness, rampant foreclosures, we all know about that. They're competing with the days of the Great Depression. That's just to name a few of the problems. I mean, and we sit here and just continue on with our meetings as if nothing serious is going on, but it's serious. And this city is not much different than many other cities across the country. But you know, all the fault can't be placed on the national economic crisis only. Local officials were elected to steer us in the right direction, taking into consideration these world conditions. We all are aware of that. So if local officials can't save the city, then why have elections at all? Why elect anybody if you can't help us and save the city? You've been elected to do that. It's a tough, tough job, but you got to do it. I think we've had a crisis of leadership that has steered us in the wrong direction for years. Some leaders are unaware or are just not willing to accept the major facts about Hamtramck. One is that this is one of the poorest cities in the state. The average income per capita is $11,200. How many here make that much money? 11,000. Anybody here making less than 11,000? I don't think many here are. So that means this is an average of 11,000. I mean, there's many, many people making much less than that. And they're not here at this meeting. And they don't get talked to a lot. They don't express their point of view. So suggesting to raise taxes or fees or whatever you want to call it, garbage fees or whatever, equally for every person in the city is just totally unfair to those with low incomes, who lost their jobs or homeless or closed. Certainly a flat tax rate or fee or whatever you want to call it in this city is cruel. If anything, it needs to be a graduated tax form where those more able to pay would pay more. But who wants to pay more taxes? When many of us feel the leadership of the last few years has brought us some of this on themselves. Playing political games that we all aware of, firing city managers at times of crisis, voting for high salaries for department heads, supporting projects like the failed Shoppers World, the Historical Museum, and the city control of Veterans Park, to wresting it away from the Recreation Department, and on and on. Paying for things that a poor city cannot afford. We've been doing that for a long time. We can't afford a lot of this stuff. Now we're in deep doo-doo. But another important fact that many of us have ignored is that this city has a majority of people of color, if you count Arabs in that group. It has one of the highest diversities of any city in Michigan, and it also has probably the highest percentage of Muslims of any city in America. To fail to take advantage of this unique quality really shows a lack of vision and creativity. If this is a revenue crisis, like the former city manager Eric Tungate mentioned, admitted, why haven't we been feverishly checking out other ways to develop sources of revenue if it's a revenue crisis? What committees have been formed to find ways to attract more residents to this city so we have a bigger tax base, to bring more businesses to this city, to entice people to come and live in a clean, organized, and friendly city, where we give fair treatment for new businesses, for people of any ethnic group, tax incentives to attract people, not more taxes to drive people away. When you raise taxes, I don't know if you're aware of that, people leave. A rare city where Muslims are welcome and are part of the government is unique in this country. We should take advantage of that situation. We should make this city open to Muslims more than it is. Help develop the communities on Conant Street, not just Joseph Campo, which is dying badly. I mean, I live near, right between the both. I mean, we can all see what's happening in the city. Many more and more businesses are going down on Joseph Campo. We need to work on it. So anyways, that's just a few. Thank you very much.
Mr. Clerk, no other public comments?
I don't have any more.
You have none? Okay.
Motion to go into closed session.
If there's, okay.
A second.
All in favor? Say
Aye.
Okay. We're gonna go to a closed session and I certainly will be back. And we don't know how long, right?